Good morning. Do any of y'all deal with avoiders? And what I mean by avoiders, I mean people you deal with who avoid the hot topic or a certain issue or anything that you're going through. Avoiders. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Thanks for tuning into this video. And if you like what you hear, subscribe because I have more videos down below. So I'm coming from only where I can come from in dealing with avoiders. Those who basically it could be let me put it like this. It could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your kids, your brother or your sister. Certain situations, issues, and all of that come up, but yet and still they choose to avoid the topic instead of dealing with it head on. And due to the fact that they're not dealing with it, you're the person who is, I don't want to say suffering from it, but your emotions are all over the place. You're up and down. Your emotions affect you inwardly, where your stomach is hurting, your stomach is cramping, it's bothering your sleep. All of these things are going on because you're trying to figure out what's going on and how can you continue to do this when, of all people, you know how it's affecting me because you're avoiding the hot topic. Now, in the Bible, we have Jonah. Jonah, in my opinion, was like an avoider. He didn't want to go where God told him to go. Got ate up by the fish. Was realizing a couple of things. The fish threw him up. So that is a type of an avoider. But when you have someone who is literally there, face to face, and they know what they're doing, they're not like, oh wow, I don't know, I didn't know I was doing it, I didn't know that this was going on. Yeah, you did. Because they'll be the first one to say, well, what's wrong? What's the matter? Why something, what's going on? You look like you have an attitude. Well, yeah, I do have somewhat of an attitude because there's a hot topic on the table that we need to discuss. So I'm more of the type of person that if it's a hot topic and it's not being talked about or being dealt with, I carry it. And what I mean by I carry it is I carry it on in my emotions until it's taken care of. That's the type of person I am. My dad is somewhat the same way. I just want to say that if you're that person, believe me, you're not alone, because at the beginning of the video, I said I can only talk from my perspective. You're not alone. The solution to that, and I don't want to sound too religious or anything, but the solution is to pray. You have to be willing to find your inner peace, pray, and ask God to deal with the situation, which I've already done. But it's difficult because it's almost like if you don't deal with the topic while it's there, while it's hot, and it gets cold, it's not effective anymore. Your answer to it is not effective anymore. It's like, okay, so we talked about it, now what? Let me say one more thing. But that's what the avoider wants. They want you to not really care about the topic anymore that you basically, when you get your answer or whatever you get, it really doesn't mean anything. Their whole thing is to get you to forget about it, get you to the point where, you know, you're just doing normal stuff, you're doing all your normal, and it's just going out the window. That's it. It's no more. So, you know, we just moving on, you know, so we moving on with what we have to do now. You know, what? Why are you still on that topic? Just move on. It's not always that easy. It's not. And if you're someone and you're listening to this and you know that this is the behavior that you have towards someone, seriously think about that. Because the person is literally waiting on you to handle the situation, to talk about the situation. Because one thing is true, it's gonna come back around. If you don't deal with it, it's going to come back around again. That's it. It's the truth. And then what do? Then it's more hot than ever. Because now you're more frustrated, irritated, upset, emotions all over the place. And people think you're crazy. No, you're not crazy. You just want things dealt with so it doesn't keep coming back around again. That's all you want. And it's nothing wrong with getting situations settled at the time. But avoiders will do everything to avoid it. They hear you. They hear the question or, you know, whatever you want answered. Believe me, they hear you. Their brain is just going to work to do everything possible to avoid it so that you can forget about the topic. I want you to have a good day. I want you to be blessed. And if you're the person who's affected by an avoider, I want you to pray, because I want you to find your peace. And I don't want it to affect you anymore inwardly. That's what I'm praying for. And if you're the person who's the avoider, you need to pray about that too. Because your relationships, either with family or with someone else, are not healthy when you do that. They're not healthy. They're not going anywhere. They're not gaining any friction to move forward. They're just staying there. That's it. You're going to keep going around. And then you're going to ask yourself, why do they keep bringing up this same question? I thought we were done. I thought it was, it was taken care of. No, it wasn't taken care of. That's why it's coming around again. Enjoy your day. Have a good one. Be blessed as always. I'll have more videos for you. Have a great day. And pray. Pray for your peace, because God will give it to you.